Welcome to Small Time World. I'm your host, Small Time Hero. Let's talk specialized bending techniques. So in the world of Avatar, we have 4 elements that we can bend. That's earth, water, air, and fire. But up under these same elements, you have subsets or specialized techniques. So let's get into some of those specialized techniques. Blood bending is the act of manipulating the water in someone else's body to make that person do exactly what you want them to do. Blood bending was created by Hama, which was discovered in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hama actually taught Katara how to blood bend. So that's how blood bending started and how it actually was passed along by Team Avatar. One of the most notorious blood benders is Yakone. Yakone had 2 sons, Tarlok and Amon. Yakone was able to develop a way of blood bending a person without actually needing the full moon or needing to actually use your hands. He was able to psychic blood bend. Yakone, Amon, and Tarlok are really, really dangerous water benders. Blood bending is a specialized bending technique of water bending. Amon was so proficient in blood bending, he was able to take blood bending and learn how to lock in people's bending within their body, like lock it in with blood bending, blocking their chi paths so they couldn't actually unlock their bending. Healing is a very special technique, and not all waterbenders can heal, but most waterbenders can be taught to heal. So the process of healing is when a bender draws on the life-giving properties of water, and they take those life-giving properties of water and they bend them around wounds. Healers can heal many types of wounds and illnesses, but healers cannot heal fatal wounds or fatal illnesses or birth defects. Quite like Toph was born blind, or when Aang was shot in the back by Azula with the lightning, Katara wasn't actually able to bring him back. She had to use water from the spirit oasis. Regular water would not bring him back. Healers can also sense chi paths in one's body, so they can see or feel like the chi paths being blocked. But even though they can actually sense the chi paths being blocked, they cannot do anything about it because healing will not unblock chi paths. That's why healing won't restore your bending if your bending is taken away by a blood bender. The healing abilities of waterbenders, like I said, Katara was able to heal or bring Aang back from death, basically with the spirit oasis water, in which she got from the Northern Water Tribe. So the healing properties in that water were able to bring Aang back, but if Katara did not have that spirit water, she wouldn't be able to bring Aang back with just healing. Spirit bending. So spirit bending was introduced in the Legend of Korra, and spirit bending is a type of bending that water benders can do. It's close to healing, but not quite like healing. So spirit bending, basically a water bender takes a small stream of water, encapsulate the spirit, and if the spirit is going from negative to positive, it'll turn golden, and once it turns golden, the spirit will dissipate. Also, it can be used to turn the spirit from positive to negative. Basically, the water turns purple. The water and the spirit turns purple. This same principle, when used against humans, can actually destroy a human's whole soul. So it's pretty detrimental. All right, let's move into earth bending. Our first specialized bending technique of earth bending would be lava bending, the technique of manipulating molten rock. Our first known lava bender would be Setzo, who used this same bending technique to cause 4 different volcanoes to erupt. Centuries later, we actually see Kyoshi use lava bending to separate her island and make it her island from the peninsula. Avatar Roku is probably the first person we saw use lava bending, like actually use lava bending. Lava bending is a very, very rare skill to actually have, and it's a very hard skill to master. Ghazan, who we saw of the Red Lotus, he was able to actually use bending to create projectiles that he could actually shoot at people with precision. Ghazan was one of the most advanced lava benders we saw. Bolin was actually a lava bender too. We find out that Bolin is a lava bender after we find out that he can't actually bend metal, and he finds out that while fighting Ghazan. Metal bending. So metal bending, basically metal benders, they learn how to bend the rare earth within the metal, and in that they're able to actually bend the metal just as they would regular earth bending. So metal bending was created by Toph. Through the use of seismic sense, Toph was able to target, manipulate, and find elements within the metal. Toph also started a metal bending school so that she can pass on what she knew to other earth benders, which metal bending is probably one of the biggest practiced specialized bending techniques. And it was actually, I want to say Toph's daughters took it to a whole whole nother level because Su Yin actually has a whole metal clan and metal city. Metals like platinum, which are pure metal, like pure metal, you can't bend those. Seismic sense. So seismic sense is something that's also created, but she learned from the badger moles. She was able to take her foot and like be able to sense the vibrations, kind of like echolocation. And when she did this, it would tell her where everything was, painting out a very, very real map where she, who was blind, could actually follow. Seismic sense, you would tell if someone is lying between their breath and their heartbeat, which usually if you're lying, your heartbeat speeds up and your breathing starts getting different. Specialized bending technique for fire bending. Let's go into combustion bending. Sparky, sparky, boom, man. Okay, so combustion bending is telekinetic fire bending. And this telekinetic fire bending basically has you focus all of your chi to your forehead so that you can actually focus your fire bending out of your forehead. It's an eye that usually marks where your combustion comes from. The issue with combustion bending is that a lot of things can cause your combustions to go off early, not make it to their target. Also, they can blow up very, very close to your face like we saw with Pleat. So that's one of those things with combustion bending. Also, that big ass eye in the middle of your forehead, I mean, who doesn't know you're a combustion bender? And also, we remember like when they hit Combustion Man with a pebble, it messed with his combustions, but when Sokka actually hit Combustion Man with his boomerang, it caused him to like combust right in front of his face. So combustion bending, while it's rare and it's cool looking, is really, really not practical. Like it's cool looking and like you risk your life. And also they basically to make combustion benders, they basically waterboard them and hold them underwater. So we only like discover a little bit about combustion bending and how combustion benders are made, and it's actually really, really deadly. And I think out of 3 combustion benders that were made, only 1 survived. So like combustion bending not only is a very, very powerful use and a very, very powerful resource, but it's also extremely dangerous for the user and its target. Lightning bending. Lightning attacks usually take a very long time to actually get ready to use, as in comparison to regular fire bending, which is like, you know, instant for a firebender. But lightning bending actually takes time to actually get the lightning to conjure. With that being said, there are certain like firebenders who can actually create lightning quickly, which was like Lightning Bolt Zolt, Ozai, Mako, who we see actually in the Legends of Korra. We see like early on Mako uses his lightning abilities to give electricity to Republic City. The electricity produced from lightning attacks can be maintained for several seconds after the attack is already launched. Lightning actually can be swept about to produce large spanning actual damage, but usually lightning bending is usually one shot. The strength of the lightning bolt can actually be tapped down or tapped up. Like we see when Mako actually shoots Amon with his lightning bolt, Amon was able to like be incapacitated but also wake up, like he wasn't gone. And we also know that from Avatar: The Last Airbender that if lightning passes through your heart, you will die. Lightning bending actually was preserved for the royal family early on, but it's become more like prevalent within Legends of Korra, but like usually just the royal family. That's why you saw Ozai who could use it, Iroh who could use it, and Azula who could use it. Lightning redirection is a firebending specialized bending technique which allows a person to absorb the lightning and redirect it away from them without it passing through their heart. It actually passes, the lightning would actually pass from the fingertips all the way down to the stomach and back out of the fingertips. If lightning passes through your heart, you will die. This specialized bending technique was created by Iroh. Iroh taught it to Zuko, and Zuko taught it to Aang. And once people saw Aang do it, I'm sure people learned how to do lightning redirection. Lightning redirection can be successful whether the source is a natural source, whether it comes from lightning or is generated by a bender. So whatever lightning that's coming at you, you can redirect it. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. Mako has also been known to use lightning redirection. I think it was against a mecha tank. So lightning redirection has been taught a lot more, which is actually a good thing that most firebenders know how to do lightning redirection versus lightning bending. Airbending. So the specialized bending techniques of airbending, the first one we're going to talk about is flight. So flight, which is also called weightlessness. is a very, very rare skill for airbenders to see. We only know of 2 people who are actually able to achieve this airbending technique. Those 2 people, Guru Lahima and Zahir. While the skill is very rare and we've only seen 2 people do it, because we saw Zahir do it, the knowledge of this skill is very well known in Republic City and probably everywhere within in order to actually feel weightlessness or be able to fly, you have to let go of all your earthly desires, all your earthly belongings. And the only reason why Zahir was actually able to do this is because when Su Yin covered Plee's face with her armor and it killed Plee, it allowed him to release all of his worldly expressions and he was able to fly and experience weightlessness. Benders are actually able to fly with weightlessness, but weightlessness doesn't keep you from your environment. So while Zahir could fly, Jinora and all of the other airbenders were able to create a tornado and suck him down. He couldn't fly away. Like, I don't know, like it's not like fire jets where like if you use like your fire bending, you can use fire jets and move fast. Spiritual projection. So spiritual projection is basically where a airbender is able to project their spirit out of their body. Their spirit leaves their body and is able to go other places. Spiritual projection is a technique that needs an airbender to actually be spiritually connected and incredibly focused. Once the bender is spiritually connected, it allows their spirit to move throughout the world without their physical body. In order to create a projection successfully, you have to have a very calm, quiet environment where the user is actually able to focus and be able to move from one place to the other spiritually. The technique can also be used to locate other individuals, where Jinora was able to locate Kai through his spirit because they were connected. Also, Jinora was able to locate Korra during the harmonic convergence because they were spiritually connected. They also entered the spirit world together. During harmonic convergence, spirit projection can actually go on for a very long time, resulting in more distinct apparitions, which we saw with Jinora during harmonic convergence. So we talked about these specialized bending techniques. Let me know if you guys want me to go deep. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, like, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll be here to see you time.